Well, I must be in slow motion or something. That's weird because I mean, it went on forever, with before the video actually played. I must not have good internet. Let me see what internet I have here. That's interesting. Did it? No, I got 5G. I don't know why it was doing that. That was the weirdest. Nicole? Yeah, is it showing real slow or something, Nicole? Of course she's here. Hello. And I haven't really said this yet, guys, but of course, everybody wants to contact me when I'm live. He wants to tell me that he's got me on his TV and okay. New traveler with me. I got me a puppy with me. I got Freddie. Can't really see him. He's actually, I don't want to wake him up. He's actually kind of napping. But hey, bud, you want to come up and say hi to everybody? Come here. You want to come up and say hi to everybody? Oh, here he comes. He wants to say hi to everybody. So, it's my new pup. This is Freddie. Fred for short. If y'all ever watch Smokey the Bandit, that's where Fred comes from. I'll go start your pup. Yeah. What you want? What you want, bud? Anyway, we got Freddie in the house. Freddie's a good boy, and what an awesome dog. He is an awesome dog. So let's go through some of these comments, and that's what Nicole's talking about, Freddie. Chris is in the house. Just talked to you earlier. Tried to get Chris to come on the show, but he is you okay? You okay? You got to lay down. God damn it. Everybody, stop. Stop. Man. Hi, buddy. I lose my train of thought every time somebody texts me. Matter of fact, you know what? The phone's going off. I'm sorry, guys, but the phone is going off. I ain't dealing with it tonight. So Chris is in the house. Wife says, here I am. 3 Rigs is in the house. Evening Fly Rabbit Jonah. Speaking of 3 Rigs, you should wear your hat tomorrow, buddy. Just to let you know. And the wife says, hey, Jonah, no intro. No intro. So intro didn't play, huh?
It played on my end.
Played on your end. Okay. Come on, buddy. Yeah, quit coughing. Terry B. Hey, Swift guys. Terry B. That sounds really familiar, and that picture looks familiar. All right. Go on, buddy. You got to stay off my computer stuff there, sweetie. I can't do a show when you're on that. Hey, Freddie. Find you a place to sit, buddy. You've been sitting all day. Now you want to get all rambunctious on me. Go sit down. I love you. Go sit down. Let me do this show. You just went out, so just hold on. So Terry B, I can't remember who you are. Please tell me who you are. Brian Jess in the house. Hello from Pohonky, Florida. Where they do the hokey pokey and turn themselves around. That's the place where you need to be at, Brian. Because you like doing pokey. It ain't me texting you. Yeah, it's not you texting me, that's for sure. Yeah, I think I got some slow connection because I'm starting to get a bunch of texts here, or a bunch of messages quickly. William Hartman's in the house. Hey, Alan, I meant to call you back today, buddy, but I just got tied up. I'll call you tomorrow. We got Gary Mundy in the house. Just got off the phone with Gary trying to get your truck. Let me know if your truck gets to working right. Let me know, Gary. And Tommy's the one that's texting me. Apologies for texting you pictures of you and Freddie. Definitely a sweet sight to see. Now, I'm not mad, buddy. It always happens when I go live. Everybody wants to text me. It was just you and about 5 other people all at once, right at 7 o'clock. And it's always Thursdays at 7 o'clock when this happens. Never fails. Stewart Brown is in the house. Stewart, never heard from you about some pictures, ideas of the t-shirt designs you have. You haven't heard from me because we don't really have any designs yet. We haven't done any t-shirts or anything like that yet. still in the works. Guys, Stewart, guys, all you got, I got so many irons in the fire right now. Right now, I'm concentrating on the truck show and getting this truck ready for the truck show. I told you guys last week, it appears that this truck's going to be in the truck show. It's going to be used in a business aspect for another one of my other guys. My health insurance guy is going to use it for kind of a prop in the truck show. So right now I'm concentrating on getting everything together for the truck. So I haven't had a chance to really get into the t-shirt business yet. Terry B, I used to work for Creek Carriers. Now I'm with JB Hunt. Okay. I don't know why, but that name sounds really familiar. I know I've talked to you on the phone before, Terry. Trucker Q, 1990. Hey, fellas, hope all is well with both of you. I would love to join you all for a video call. Okay. You mean you want to come live? Is that what you're saying? Or you just want a video call with me? Because we can always set up a video call. And there's Trey. Evening, guys. Hey, buddy. How are you? Glad you're in. Trey B, I just left Crete today. Terry B, I just left Crete today. Okay. Why would you leave Crete? I thought Crete was a good company. Interesting. Well, now I'm in a place called Hole in the Wall, Florida. Nicole says, I'm assigned to the merchandise and website. I'll have something for the new year. A hat, stickers, and pins is what we have now. All right, Trucker Q, if you want to go live, give me a call tomorrow. I'll be driving all day, and I'll get you set up for a live. I don't bring just people in on the fly like this, but give me a call. I'll be more than happy to bring you in. We'll do a little talking. Terry B says, were you owner-operator Chaos Ninja? Hey, Chaos Ninja. Howdy. James signed all. James contract all signed. Okay. Chaos Ninja, remind me who you are. I really don't remember. I don't know if I have you on my list. Chaos Ninja. I know you've been on here many times, and I apologize. Tell me your name. Gary Mundy, still acting up, shows white truck with the line across. I'm going to keep messing with it and check back in. So, Gary, I'll get with you after the show. We'll video call, and we'll try to see what's going on with it. Justin Berger's in the house. Hey, Justin. Glad you're in. And Chase, Chaos Ninja, Terry, no company. Okay. So, Chase and Ninja, that's probably why I don't know who you are, because you're going to the company side. Wait a minute.
Oh.
Well, who said they just signed a contract? Chasing Chaos Ninja. So you're owner operator then. Oh, this is Steven. Okay. I got you, Steven. Chaos Ninja. So you got no worries. Yeah, no worries, Gary. We'll get it all straight. So Chaos Ninja, I was confused. I got you. So Steven, you got the nice, pretty green Kenworth. That's a good color, by the way. That was a color that I was kind of leaning towards if I was going to order a new one, but once I got into this yellow one, my mind changed completely. All right, so we've got 19 people in here. I'll put a message out on the post, but any of you guys want to go to the truck show, I've got a link that you guys can register to get free tickets. If you guys are interested and you want to go to the truck show, don't hesitate to either text me or give me a phone call tomorrow, and I'll send you guys the link. Jonah, did I give that to you already?
No, not yet. That's what I was about to ask you about that.
Okay, yeah. I'll send that to you after the show.
Right.
So Justin Berger says, I do. Okay. So right now, the big shift is going to be the truck show. It's March 26th through March 28th, and it's in Louisville, Kentucky, and that's where that's what I'm working on now. I got a lot of things that I want to do to the truck. I want to have my graphics put on the truck, and a little chrome here and there. Going to try and get a chrome bumper, some chrome mirrors, and some chrome caps. Just kind of dress it up a little bit. So Chaos Ninja says, yes, sir. LOL. So Chaos Ninja, give me a ring tomorrow, and let's see where you're at and your status. Matter of fact, I might give you a ring after the show, Steve, if you don't mind. So Justin says, I'm happy for grinding gears. Yeah, I'm happy for grinding gears, all except for the post that he put up saying that he was going to go work for Swift, and it was kind of a tease type thing, and he's making fun of Swift. I wasn't too happy about that, but whatever. He can do what he wants to. It's his own deal, but everybody always wants to make fun of Swift, but when it all comes down to it, no, they always want to do that. They don't know anything about Swift, but they want to make fun of it. That's okay. So don't really have a whole lot of topics to talk about tonight, guys. But I did have one thing that I kind of want to discuss, and we're going to go over that here in just a second. I would have been at Crete Carriers that had an accident, and they wanted me to have a forward-facing camera, and I just don't feel comfortable with that. I would only been here for 2 months. Yeah, Chris is right. Swift has the freight. Absolutely. So that's kind of what I want to go over tonight. So we had 2 major companies this week that are shutting their doors down. Did you hear about these?
Yeah, I probably know which one you're talking about, but what is CRST?
Well, CRST is I don't know how many trucks they have, but they have quite a few. And the other one is 10 Roads. They do all the United States Postal Service stuff.
Yeah, I heard about them 10 Roads.
They got like 95% of their work is all postal service work, and they got, from what I heard, they have like 3,000 trucks. That's a big deal, and I think CRST is right there about the same size too. Guys, and Chris was right. We have the freight over here. People can keep making fun of Swift all they want to, but Swift is still buying companies, and buying companies that are in trouble. And I say Swift, it's really more of a Swift Knight, deal. Knight is the one with the money, but they keep buying stuff, and they keep investing. And I just if you want a good company to come to, Swift is where it's at right now. I think the rates are going back up slowly but surely, but it's going to take a little bit of time. This is something that is going to take a little bit of time. Shyman is working for Gentry and Sons Trucking. Yeah, I saw that he was, but the rates are horrible, and it's going to be a little bit before they go back up. I think trucking in a whole is going to go back to where it needs to be sometime next year. I'm thinking, beginning of the second quarter is kind of what I'm thinking. We always have a slowdown January, February, and then March it starts, kind of heading back up. But we'll see how things go. William Hartman says, do you think we will be able to do $3 or $4 a mile? I don't know. I mean, I think there's a possibility of 3, 4 might be pushing a little bit, but guys, I really honestly don't know. I don't really know. And Brian Jess is going to tell us here. Spot market is starting to pop hard. I was checking major freight hubs around the country yesterday, and there is some money to be made right now. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's just the Christmas push. Let's see how January and February turns around, because there's always a little bit of push right before Christmas. I hope you're right, Brian. I really do. But what I was going to talk about is you got these 2 major companies. You got 10 Roads. They've been doing stuff with the Postal Service for like 60 years, 3,000 trucks. And anything that the Postal Service is related to right now, the United States Postal Service has been going downhill for the last 15, 20 years. Me and the wife was talking about this earlier, and anything to do with the Postal Service right now is not really doing all that good. So I'm sure that they just didn't have the capacity and the runs to give 10 roads, and 10 roads didn't have a backup plan with other freights, what it kind of sounds like to me. And I can only speculate. I don't know for sure. And the CRST thing really threw me for a loop. And I don't think management wanted that out there, but it got out there somehow. And now
I think CRST is downgrading a little bit. The way he was talking, like he was downgrading.
Well, Mother Trucker just did a video about it. And, I don't believe in everything. Sometimes he does a little bit of hype and shit, but that was weird. Almost felt like somebody hit my truck. I hope not, because I'm in the Swift yard. No, nobody back there. Maybe it was just the airbags dropping or something. So, JBA, you guys seen the AAA? Not so sure what that is. If you're talking about AAA Cooper, that's one of Swift's companies. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. James, call me after 10 tomorrow. About to go to bed. Up for third. Yeah, no problem, Chaos Ninja. Steve, I'll call you. You just call me when you wake up. I'll be driving. I have a road test at 8. Yeah, just call me when you're done with your road test. Cooper accident on the turnpike yesterday. No, I haven't seen that yet. I have not seen that. That's one of Swift's companies. I hope I'm right, too, because I like working 4 to 4.5 days a week and making the same money I was making 7. Absolutely. In Florida. So the accident happened in Florida. Okay. Have not seen that. Get some sleep, Steven. Best of luck on the road test. He'll do just fine. He's been driving for a long time. And he's telling you thank you. No, I've not seen the AAA Cooper accident. I'll have to look into that and see what that's all about. So, guys, I've always told you, I've told so many drivers, when you come over here and you run OTR, try to stay east of I-35. Well, I took a load today, and it's been a long time. Been a long time coming. I know there's a little bit of snow out west right now, but I took a load going to Salt Lake City. It's one of my dedicated routes. I took it because it's a lot of miles. It's 1,700 miles. I looked at the future weather, and it appears that, the weather is going to be like in the high 20s and low 30s, pretty much all the way up until the time that I'm going to be there. And my fleet manager assured me that, he would get me a load out Monday when it delivers. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it. So by Monday morning, I'll be sitting at about 2,300-ish miles for the week already. That's going to be great. I'll be setting real pretty for next week. I should have no problems being over 3,000 for the week next week. Now, this week kind of sucked because, it's been a while since I did the lease thing and trying to figure out how many days I can actually stay at home. So I found out staying home for 5 days really doesn't help. I talk about this all the time, guys. I am going to go in the hole. It's the first time I think I've only been in the hole twice since I've been here. One time was the very first week that I started here, and that was just because the way the time schedule was. And now, and I just spent too much time at home for Thanksgiving. And honestly, it appears that I'm going to be doing the same thing on Christmas too. But just because you go in the hole, there's nothing really to get scared about. You can work yourself out. I've already got next week all planned out, and I'll be out of the hole with no problem. And when I say I'm in the hole, I'm only going to be in the hole a few $100s. It's not like it's going to be that big of a deal the way it's looking right now. So there's no reason to get panicked on a lot of things if you decide you want to take some home time. You just got to be able and want to and be able to afford it when you do it. And it was it's kind of a struggle this week because of what's happening. We do have Christmas coming up, and I had some bills that I had to take care of, but it'll all get paid up in the while. But you got to, and I didn't plan myself out right because, again, I'm back to leasing the truck again, and it's been a while since I've done this, and just trying to figure out, everything again. It's been a while. Terry B says, if the weather will be bad in a certain area, does Swift shut you down, or they give you the go ahead again? Because JB Hunt will have restrictions. So, yeah, I remember when I was a JB Hunt, they did that shit all the time, and it used to piss me off because, you're a truck driver. You've been a truck driver for years. You should make a decision on what you should do. Now, and I'm not saying it will never happen at Swift, but the whole time that I've been here, they've never told any drivers, hey, you can't go out. We're shutting you down or any of that shit. Not saying that it won't happen, but chances are it won't happen. I hope that answers that question. Stewart Brown, are you going to put a CB in your truck, or you don't run them? I haven't had a CB in a truck in a long time, but I am going to put one in this truck. I've got one actually on the top bunk ready to go in. I don't even know what you're talking about, Nicole. But yeah, I'm definitely going to put a truck or a CB. I'm sorry, in the truck. I've got a nice unit in CB ready to go in here. I don't know anything about CDs. I don't know the good brands or anything like that. I just want one in here just for accidents and stuff like that. I'm not a big CB guy. Never have been.
Be a thing if you get somebody to talk to you on the CB. That's the thing. The problem now. Can't get nobody to talk to you on the CB.
You can't what?
So you can't get nobody to talk to you on the CB, nah.
Got 29 people in here, believe it or not, man. Wow. I'm going to have to pull the curtains on this truck because every time somebody drives by, man, here at this terminal, they just want to look inside the truck. You have to send me the link to the card. All right. Well, clue me in. What card are we talking about? The fuel card? I don't know what you're talking about, bud. Any info on the percentage from the other drivers at Swift? I'm a lease driver at Prime and just curious how they are doing. So Trucker Q, that's a good question. I had a guy. I've actually had two guys in the last couple of weeks. The first guy quit for personal reasons. He decided, he signed a lease on a brand new truck, was ready to go hot and heavy, and then after 3 weeks of being here, said, you know what? I think I want to be a local driver. Not married. His kids are grown up. I don't think he even had a house or an apartment. I think he lived on the truck. But all of a sudden now he wants to be a local driver. So I didn't get any information from him. Got another guy that started a couple weeks ago that was going to do a live with me yesterday. He has ghosted me and disappeared. So I don't know what's going on with him. I have no idea. I'm working on another guy that started last week. He said he would do a live with me next week once he gets 2 weeks in. So hopefully next week we'll get a show going. William Hartman says yes. Okay. I'll send it to you after the show, buddy. You'll have it. Trucker Q, I heard they're having a lot of issues at Prime right now. That's for sure. Not saying it, I don't know right now if the percentage board is going to be something that good that you would want to move or come over here. And, the load board isn't where it needs to be yet. I'm not talking trash or anything about Swift, but they don't go full force with anything quickly. They want to make sure everything is right. You know that, Jonah. They took 3 years to bring the load board out, and it's not 100%. It's looking better. I haven't seen it in a few weeks, but I had another guy tell me it looked pretty good this week. But don't really have a whole lot to report on the 70% at all. Any topics you guys want to talk about? What about you, Jonah? You got anything you want to talk about?
No, not at the moment. I think I was home too long for Thanksgiving.
That's my problem too. That's my problem. That's why I'm negative.
Yeah, I was off for like a week.
How far negative did you go in the hole?
Not that much. Probably about a couple $100. So
yeah, that's all I'm looking at too. Just a few hundred. But you get home, it's comfortable. Then when you come back out, you're like, well, shit, I shouldn't have stayed home that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But family wants you to stay home longer. Shit, my wife would love to have me, another week if I could have done it. But the bills have to get paid.
Yeah.
Is the guy beside you on a dedicated account? I'm assuming you're talking about Jonah. Jonah works for another company. He works for Dart right now. He's coming back to Swift probably the middle of December. So I just answered your question, Chris. He's coming like December 15th.
Yeah.
That gas dude. Who does Mr. Green drive for? There you go. Drives for Dart.
Yeah.
Trucker Q. I'm doing fine here at Prime. There's just a lot of drama on YouTube. There's always drama on YouTube, guys. That's why I don't deal with that much of the drama. I try to stay out of it. People always try to start drama with me, but I try to stay out of it. There are some YouTube channels that they can't even have a show without bringing Fly Rabbit up somewhere. Not gonna mention any names, but they gotta make the show relevant when they bring up Fly Rabbit. And again, I don't do that anymore. Not gonna do. I never really did that. But are you beginning your truck over from Dart? Are you bringing? No, he's not.
No,
I don't.
Okay. Nah.
Fuel prices just came out. Same exact price as what it was today. At least here where I'm at. So Trey says, Swift has the tendency to give you an appointment for a facility that turns out to be, what's that word? Can you see it? When you get there?
So it'll be first come, first serve.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't, buddy. I go whatever time I get there. I don't go by. I was telling somebody today about that. I don't go by the appointment times. I don't go by, the suggested this and that. I never have. I just go when I go, and unless it says do not deliver early or anything like that, then I don't do that. But man, I'm exhausted, brother. I don't know about you.
Look, I've been up since about 5 this morning.
I started running last night at 11:30, drove till about 4:30 and saw that it was raining at 27 degrees. Believe that or not, raining, not snowing, raining. And Yeah, I'm cruising along 55, 60 miles an hour just because I don't want to take any chances. That's actually probably a little faster than I should be going. But, dude, I had guys passing me like I was standing still. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm tired anyways. I think I'm going to get off the truck. And I end up parking. Said to hell with that shit. Yeah. All right, Terry. Jonah works for Dart Transit. And when you look up Dart Transit, there's two Dart Transits. There's the Dallas bus people, Dallas area regional transport or whatever. And then you got Dart Transit, which is the trucking company. So when you look that up, make sure you're aware of that. Wow. Got a lot of people in here, but nobody really wanted to talk about anything. That's funny. So let me give my spiel. If that's the case, nobody wants to talk, then I'm gonna recruit. Guys, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it again. Right now is the time to get into a truck, whether you lease, buy, whether you do it at Swift, whether you do it at another company. Right now is the time to do it. Right now, Swift has the freight. I got no issues. They keep me running. Of course, I'm on dedicated, but most of my guys, stay pretty busy. There's a couple guys that, that for whatever reason fall through the cracks, and I'm still trying to figure that one out. I don't know how. I got one guy that lives in Texas. I'm not gonna mention any names, but for whatever reason, they can't keep him moving, and I don't know why. I don't know what he's got going on. I don't know all the secrets that he has, but everything he's told me, he seems to be doing everything like he's supposed to. But for whatever reason, he can't get no more than 1,500 miles a week. And I don't know how, if he's calling the planners or how he's getting stuff, but he literally just left the account that I'm on and went to the Lancaster terminal. So I don't know if that was a good idea or a bad idea, but we're going to find out. But all my other guys, we stay moving. There's plenty of freight here. I've had 4 guys that have left since I've been here. 2 of them got their contracts terminated. One of them I just told you about. He had a change of heart about doing that. And the other guy just disappeared off the face of the earth. I have no idea why he left. I've made myself available to everybody that comes aboard. Anybody that wants to come aboard. I mean, you saw Chaos Ninja in here earlier. I forgot the other guy. I got 3 guys starting this week, tomorrow and this week. I actually started today and tomorrow. And I make myself available to everybody. Everybody. Oh, yes, the Dallas area rapid transport. That's it. My original plan was to get my CDL and do the airport shuttles. Yeah. So, dumb the dreams. Can I take home 2,000 as a lease driver? Yeah, you can. I'm pretty consistent when I'm out. $200 to $2,500. All my guys are. Yeah, anything above 3 is going to be kind of hard to do just because of time and money and stuff and miles and legal. You might do it one week, but you're going to sacrifice the next week. But yeah, dude, 2,000. I can just about do 2,000. Bring home $2,000 blindfolded after all payments are made. Trey says if he lives in Texas, this is what he should do. He needs to stay on the East Coast for the load board. Stay away from the South. He's willing to sign up for Amazon Relay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of an Amazon Relay, but yeah, I brought him over here thinking that he would run really well over here. And again, I don't know his situation. If he maybe made somebody mad and they're just, I don't know, dude. I really honestly don't. But there's no reason why he shouldn't be making money.
Yeah, no reason. The there, he should be running a lot of freight around there.
Yeah. Chris says he got 2,100 miles from Swift this week. And this really was your first complete week, too. You're still figuring things out. Barry Sanders still holds the record most scored touchdowns before age 24. He's got 47. Wow. All right. Anybody want to talk about football? Anybody want to talk about anything? So Chris says that he's going to be bringing home $2,100. Now, guys, just before you get too excited about that 21, he still has no truck payment yet. He's still got, I think he gets a truck payment next week. But still, not too bad, not too shabby for his first week off trying to figure things out. Trucker Q, was it you that wanted to call me after the show? Trucker Q, feel free to give me a ring after the show if you want to. And I got to call. Who was it I had to call? Gary Monday. I got to call Gary Monday after the show. So Trey says, I have weeks that I might pull a Mopar load, but I tell the planners not to send me to the deep south because that's not much going on. But heavy loads, they go to slow areas. Buddy, I take whatever they give me. That's why I keep busy. Yeah, Trucker Q, give me a call, buddy. My number's down at the bottom. Feel free. Just give me about 10 minutes after we end the show, and I'll answer. I just got to pack stuff up. Well, this is going to be a quick show, guys, if nobody's going to do any talking tonight. Maybe these lives are starting to wear their welcome down. I thought doing a free-for-all live tonight would change things up a little bit. William Hartman says, have you ever done the Dick's Sporting Goods account? No, I never have. The only accounts that I've ever done is the one that I'm on and the Target and the Kohl's account. Those are the only three accounts. Oh, and I take that back. When I first started at Swift, they had a home goods account, but the home goods account kind of got blended in with everything now. That was an awesome account, by the way. They didn't do it long. I don't know anybody's talking about staying away from the South. I've been out of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina in 3 months. Yeah, but he's talking. You're talking a different world than what he's talking about, Brian. You know how Swift is, all those heavy paper loads and water loads and shit. At least you're getting paid better than what we are doing those type of loads. We all do the same thing, just different ways of doing it. And honestly, when you do the math and everything, I think we all really, when you do the math and the deductions and everything, we're all pretty close to the same with the amount of miles we drive and the loads. And, Brian, you might do a little bit better than us on certain things, but then there's certain things that we might do better than you. So I think it all kind of evens itself out. I could be wrong. I could be talking out of my ass. I'm tired, but who knows? I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Can owner-operator run ports? The gas do. So, yes, they actually have some dedicated stuff out of Savannah Port. And I don't know all the ports, but I'm pretty sure Savannah has a dedicated account. Guess it really depends on where you live at, that dude in blue.
Yeah, I think I ran out of the port in Jacksonville. I think I went to Jacksonville a couple times. No, that was Savannah. No, Jacksonville. I ran out of the port. Go pick up that paper. Them little papers out of the port in Jacksonville.
Yeah. Trey says he's talking about Mississippi, Louisiana. He lives in Dallas, and he don't go nowhere near that region. I stay in the Ohio region and then go over to Virginia and run up and down the East Coast. With that being said, Trey, I don't know if you checked the weather, but go to YouTube and look up Ryan Uall, Yall. He's a weather guy, and he just put a video up a few hours ago. That area, Eastern Tennessee, Virginia, and kind of Baltimore, and then some down in North Carolina. Look at that weather report for the weekend, dude, before you take any loads going there. They're going to get hit pretty hard with some weather coming up. And Midlife Trucker coming to you from the couch. That's kind of what I did last week. We didn't do a live show last week because I was at home. Is that right? I didn't do it. I did a live on Monday, didn't I? Yeah.
Monday. I think, yeah.
That was with Steven, though, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, because Thanksgiving was Thursday. Yeah, so you ain't do no live then.
So I'm going to tell you guys again, anybody needs a link to get you some free tickets for the truck show in March in Louisville, give me a call or give me a text tomorrow, and I'll be more than happy to send you a link to get you a free pass for all 3 days. I'll be more than happy to send it to you. It's real easy. You just register. Don't wait around, because I think you only have till December 15th to submit it, and then they're going to start charging. They do this every year, just to give you guys a heads up. This weekend, I've actually have to head to Dallas to take care of some things because I took home time in South Carolina last week. Okay. Doing some home time at a different place, huh? You either got a baby mama there or a girlfriend.
What part of South Carolina he was in? He was in my neck of the woods, probably.
Says, I need to take a 34 anyway, so I drop in Carrollton and take care of some things and head back out. So you went to Carrollton, huh? Okay. You must have been doing one of them Mopar loads. So he was in Columbia. So you have family.
Yeah, he in my neck of the woods. Yeah, he's in the Columbia area. He's in my neck of the woods.
Trucker Q. I just convinced my friend to get a CDL. He's actually going to be coming to Prime soon, and he wants me to train him. But I mean, dude, you can make some serious cash over here training if you really want to do it, because you don't have to pay the driver, the co-driver, and you get paid all his miles. You can make a lot of money. Let's talk about Prime, okay? And Trey, yeah, I think Jonah said he went to Spring Valley.
Yeah, I went to Spring Valley. Yeah, went to Spring Valley High School, graduated in 96.
I got to get rolling at like 2:30 in the morning, dude. Like I said, I'm heading to Salt Lake. I try and make it at least to close to St. Louis. FOPK4DG. What are the pros and cons on being a trainer at Swift? It's funny that you just brought that up. Well, your picture looks very familiar. I know you go by another name. I just don't remember what it was. I just said you get paid all miles. Any miles that the co-driver drives, you get paid his miles, and you don't have to pay his salary. So, I mean, essentially, if you could drive 6,000 miles in a week, you get paid all those miles. You get paid some dollars. Trey says, and I went to Spring Valley, but had to transfer to RNE. Jonah knows about RNE.
Yep, that's our rival.
Rolling out at 2:30. So, Trey, if you want to give me a ring, man, to stay awake, give me a ring, dude. I'll be rolling out somewhere in that area. You're in the Gary terminal for the night. Okay. Just left Sal Lake, the Nevada. Okay. By the way, Trey, I'm actually in the Detroit terminal. Doing a little night train action. I'm going to be rolling at 2 or so. Shady Dale to Laredo. Okay. You went home with a load. Yeah, I mean, midlife, give me a ring, man. We haven't talked in a while. I'll be rolling after, like I said, 2:30, 3-ish or so. So you were in the Detroit terminal yesterday. Okay. Yeah, I'm only, I was going to try and drive a little bit further. I had like 2 hours left on my clock, but you all know once you leave out of Detroit, your next big city you're going to go to is Chicago. And I didn't have any desire to drive through Chicago during rush hour. So I parked it and said, to hell with it. I've got the load on me. I got 1,654 miles to go to Salt Lake City. So I can do that in 3 days easy. I got till Monday to get there. So. I won't be rolling until Sunday 0200. I'm doing that home time thingy. Okay, that's fine. You just give me a ring whenever. I'll be rolling. That's exactly what I did. I don't like driving through Chicago today. Been up since 1, wasted some time because nobody told me the Mopar load canceled. So, Trey, if you ever get that Mopar load going down to Carrollton, Texas, like that from Marysville, instead of going the way that you went through Chicago and then, down that way, try going down through Indianapolis and then taking 65 south to Louisville, go down to Elizabethtown, take the Western Kentucky Parkway, which is now parts of it is I-69. Take that. It'll take you on the western side of Memphis, and then you can connect the dots from there. It adds about 40 miles to your trip, but you don't deal with any of the bullshit traffic with Chicago, St. Louis, or any of that other traffic. The only traffic you're ever really going to deal with is just the 2-lane shit that goes through Little Rock and all that area right through there. But you'll stay moving for the most part. And when you get on the Western Kentucky Parkway from Elizabethtown all the way to Missouri, there's literally no traffic whatsoever on that highway. It's a great run. There's plenty of places to stop too along the way. Just left Utah going to Las Vegas for a 34. Ranger Boy. Ranger Boy, tell me who you are. Are you here at Swift? It's hard to tell who you guys are when you all don't use your names on here. You are going to see that white stuff, so not an issue across. I was looking at the I'll probably see the white stuff, but I was looking at the weather. The weather's actually going to be warmer in that area of the country than what it'll be like in Virginia and where all the other weather's coming from. I've already looked ahead. Now, there'll probably be snow on the ground, but it's going to be in the mid-30s. Salt Lake City and Denver and all those areas. James, you should just have to try to stay awake going through Nebraska. Yeah, Nebraska, and, I got one of my guys that lives in Nebraska, and I don't want to talk trash about Nebraska, but I think he would agree too. Nebraska is one of those boring states to drive through. Kansas is another one. I lived in Kansas for a while. FYI, diesel in Cleveland, Texas at the QT is $2.99. Wow. Well, it's 3:08 here in New Boston at the terminal. I went ahead and filled up. LOO, no at Mercer. Okay, Ranger Boy, you're at Mercer. Okay. Trey says, I'm familiar with that highway in Kentucky. Took it a couple times. Yeah, it's such an easy drive. It's smooth. There's a few mountains, nothing major, but it's an easy drive. William Hartman, I work for Swift. This is Alan. Yeah, I know who you are, Alan. I know exactly who you are. Mid-30s, you say that? That's like warm, LOL. Yeah. Well, it is. It's warmer than, it's not bad. It's not going to be snowing. Trey says I like the QTs too, buddy. They're my favorite stop. I love their pretzels. I literally just came from Nebraska to pick up a load, taking it to Georgia from Cargill. Okay. Cargill. Ugh. Boy, I tell you what, I don't those damn reefer loads, man. Buddy, I would not want to be in your shoes. I cannot stand reefer loads. I don't care what the pay is. I just do not like reefer. The only way I would like reefer is if they were paying me $5 or $6 a mile, and as long as I didn't have to sit for more than a day, I'd be okay with it. But if I get past that 24-hour mark, the $6 a mile doesn't make a difference to me. I know that's not going to happen, so I will never do it. I know my truck is filthy, freaking dirty. I was actually going to do a walk around, but it's so damn dirty. I still haven't done a walk around the truck. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a walk around once I get it all decaled up and get the chrome on it and stuff. All right, guys. It's almost time for me to go night-night. I know my buddy Michael picked up a load from Marysville. He's doing the exact same load that I am to Salt Lake. And he's going to shut down here at the terminal. We're going to order a pizza, but he says now that he's not going to be here until like 9:30. If he's here at 9:30, I'm going to be going to bed. Trucker says, yeah, it wasn't a bad low, 1,100 miles for 3,000. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all, Trucker Q. $3 a mile, almost. Tony, you got any? Did you have a good week? By the way,
Yeah, it was all right. I just came out the house Monday afternoon, picked up a load. Had a deadhead all the way to Atlanta to pick up a load to come all the way to bring it up to Kansas City. I delivered that yesterday, then reloaded yesterday, and headed down Brookhaven, Mississippi. I'm delivering it tomorrow, probably midday tomorrow.
Rig Pig says top 3 reasons I should get and top 3 reasons why I shouldn't get a CDL. Well, the first reason that's good why you should is right now is the time to get into it because, you know, the market is probably as low as it's been in years, and the only thing if you can live with, I mean, like what we've been doing for the last 4 years, if you can live with what you're making now, then when the market goes back up, guess what? You're going to be set and ready to go and looking pretty when the market goes up. That would be the first thing. Second thing, I mean, it's a good lifestyle. You know, it's got its ups and downs, and that'll be part of the why you shouldn't get a CDL. Give me another good reason why you should get a CDL. Jonah, you got any?
You get to travel and see the country.
You got a CDL license. Negative, you're going to be away from home a lot. That's one negative. Another negative, shit. What was I going to say? You work. It seems like it's not a job, but when you put the hours into what you do and what you actually do, you end up working at least 70 hours a week, if not more. But it's really not like work either because you're constantly in the truck and you're really 24/7. It's a lifestyle. So those are the 2 negatives. I'm trying to think of a third negative. Is there any third negative you can think of about it? Oh, most dangerous job in the world besides police officer.
And the weather. We have to fight with the weather a little bit. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty decent.
So Nicole says, Rig Pig, send James your address. I want to send you a sticker and a pin. I think Rig Pig was one of our winners, darling, if I'm not mistaken, and he's going to have that. Let me see here. Yeah, Rig Pig was one of our winners, darling. Rig Pig, didn't you win one of the hats? Having a CDL is a good job security. Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good, Trucker Q. Oh, I apologize. For some reason, I thought you were one of the winners, Rig Pig. All right, we'll send him some. Rig Pig, send me your address. Text it to me, and we'll get some stuff out to you. You can get burned out. Sometimes you have to pick a holiday to take off, depending on the company. Example, they might say if you take Christmas, you can't Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's true. My thing is with Swift, and I think it's just about with every company that I've been with, you're better off just going home through the holidays and just count it off as a loss, because I've not been lucky with freight. The only exception is New Year's. New Year's is kind of hit or miss, but the other holidays, no place is going to be open. And New Year's isn't like what it was, 20 years ago. Everybody works on New Year's now. Everything's open. Okay, so I'm sorry, Rig Pig. Yeah, send me your address and we'll send you some stuff. I'll give it to Nicole. You going home for Christmas too, bud?
Oh yeah, I'll be home. Yeah, I'll probably be home. I'm trying to get home about the 17th. And
oh wow,
I got a lot. Say what now?
You're gonna take a lot of time off, huh?
I'm gonna
you're gonna be doing the switch over, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm gonna get home the 17th because I gotta go do my physical. Cause my physical out on the 18th, so I'm probably just stay up and do it on the 18th. And then
geez, you already got your physical set up and everything?
No. My physical is gonna be out. My physical is be out anyway. My physical gonna be up anyway.
Don't go get a physical. Let her give you one. Why would you?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna do. That's what I was gonna do. That's what I was gonna do. Set it up and let them go ahead and give me one. I mean, since it's gonna be out anyway, and go ahead and do the drug test and all that.
I got you. So Trucker Q says one of the riggers was 3 rigs. You're right. That's what made me confused. It was 3 rigs and not Rig Pig. I apologize. Oh man. It got cold all of a sudden. I turned the heat on and now it's fucking hot. Dangerous job. Sometimes you might have to back off from the street. 4-wheelers don't. They blow by you when they blow their horn. You can be sliding your tandems and they'll run over you. Yeah, it's funny because okay, bud? He's dreaming. I had a 4-wheeler pull right over in front of me today, and it's not the best of road conditions either. It wasn't icy per se, but still, it's unpredictable weather, unpredictable roads, and they pulled right over in front of me like it was nothing. Nicole Stewart, will do. Thank you, ma'am. One condition, though. I want a hat, please. So I'll need a price for one. And I do never win. Yeah, you did say that. All right. We'll get you a hat. I think the hats are $30. Nicole, remind me if that's what the costs are on the hats. And if you look at the comments, you can go to the page where my comments are on the YouTube. You can see what the hats look like. You just got to go down from a couple weeks ago. Another pro, you can do what you want. I just did take your breaks anywhere in the country if you're driving OTR. Absolutely. So the hats are $30, guys. Rig Pig. and that's shipping and everything included. And believe me, we're not making any money on those hats by doing that. They're very. I mean, I've got one on. They're actually stitched now. The color is actually kind of turned to gray, but it should be a dark blue. That's just one style hat. It is a true trucker hat, and they're very good quality. Like I said, this one's kind of beat to hell now, but they're good hats, very good quality. My wife did an awesome job picking that company out, and I don't know if we're going to stick with that company. We talked over the weekend. We might get somebody local to do them, but we're going to get the same quality. If you're on the bubble about trucking, do what I did and start off in a regional position, 5 days on, 2 days off. You could always do that. That's always a good thing. Had a minivan spin out in front of me on 287 in Texas last winter. It was slick. You have to make some quick decisions. Absolutely. Trucker Q. I always take holidays off. Then there isn't any freight paying enough to keep up from seeing my wife. Yeah, paying enough to keep up. Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I did this past weekend, and that's why I went to the hose, because it just wasn't worth it to me to be out. I'd rather spend time with my family than to worry about that shit. So, Rig Pig says they look like they're worth $30. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, they are, and she's telling you that Rig Pig navy, gray, or black. Oh, and he wants a black, Nicole. I don't know if she has a picture of a black one. She might. So I meant to bring this up, and I don't know if he wants me to bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up anyways. Guys, you again, I don't know what he could have done to prevent this, but he comes on the show every once in a while. Techno, my buddy, James, he was in Houston this morning, early this morning, 2-3 a.m. in the morning, and driving down the highway, somebody shot out his driver's window. I said, "You're so lucky you didn't get hurt or shot yourself." He said, "Yeah, but it's just frustrating because he's one of the guys that did like I did and bought his own truck, and actually he's had pretty decent luck with his. He's had some breakdowns. Unfortunately, with older trucks, you're going to have some maintenance stuff. But anyway, now he's having to deal with that. I haven't talked to him yet because he's kind of a nighttime runner like me. I'll talk to him in the morning, but he was going to go to the dealership and have a window put in this morning. So I don't know what that cost was going to be, but insurance will obviously take care of it. But it sucks that driving down the road and somebody's going to shoot your window out. If anybody knows James, he's very, very quiet. He doesn't really do anything to piss anybody off or anything like that. So it's a little confusing to me why they would, target him. I don't even know if he was even targeted. It just might have been a random thing. But guys, be vigilant. Be careful what you guys do out here. I can't read that to save my soul. Virgil Smith. Okay. Hello, guys. Just picked up my first load for Swift today on my way to Clarksville, Arkansas. Okay. Congratulations, Virgil. Bull of the Woods, diesel and gas. Yeah, diesel, diesel's weird. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. Last week, our fuel surcharge was like 42 cents. This week, it's back down to 40 cents. It's really weird. And Nicole says, Black, you got it. Congratulations, Virgil. Speaking of which, Virgil, if you need anything, buddy, I know you're not one of my guys, and that's okay. My number is scrolling down on the screen. If you have any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to give me a call, man. I'll be more than happy to give you some advice and help you out if need to be. By the way, Bull of the Woods, glad to have you in, man. Matter of fact, TJ, this is an invitation. If you ever want to come on the show, let me know, man. I'd love to have you on the show, especially since you do your own thing. It'd be nice to have somebody with some insight on the outside of Swift, too, sometimes. I know you've been doing this for a long time. Love to have you in. Yes, sir. You know my schedule. I usually do my Thursday 7 o'clock shows, and every once in a while I'll do one during the week. But get with me a couple days early, and be more than happy to bring you in. Oh man. Yeah, like I said, man, you guys got to be very vigilant out there with everything going on in the world, man. There's a lot of, and what sucks is not only is there the crazy drivers that you got to worry about, and in today's world, you got to worry about the crazy truck drivers too, because we have this foreign element that's out here, and they don't give a shit about anything either. That's what sucks. And there's my boy Tommy. I didn't mean to get mad at you earlier, Tommy, but you were texting me right as I was trying to do the live. How can you get paid more than $1.80 a mile as a Swift owner operator when the rate is $1.30ish, please, plus fuel surcharge? How can you get paid more than $1.80 a mile? I don't know where that question came from. Yeah, Tommy, you're going to have to tell me after the show what you're trying to say there. One thing to realize too, when we get our fuel surcharge, and because you add that in, like this week it's $1.55, I think, with both, and that's the minimum. That's the $1.15 rate with the fuel surcharge. So $1.55 is like getting over $2 a mile, running with somebody else, because all of our shit's pretty much paid for at Swift. Techno's out there driving, so he must have got his truck fixed. His window, anyways.
Techno was the guy you had on the show one time before him.
Who's that?
Techno, wasn't the guy you had on the show one time? All three of us on the show together one time.
Yeah, Techno James. Yeah, he's the one that looks like he's the one that looks like a serial killer. Has the glasses, real skinny.
Yeah.
Haircut. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He looks like a serial killer. Somebody said they made 3,000 for 1,100 miles. That's at Prime, Tommy. He's a Prime driver, Trucker Q. Did you hear about what happened to Chris Paul on the Clippers? No, I haven't heard that yet. Tell me about it. And there's my boy Cash is King. Hey now. By the way, guys, thumbs up, subscribe, like, and comment on all these videos. Cash is King. If you don't know his channel, go check him out. He puts great content. I watch every single video that he does, and I try to watch DIY Semi. Speaking of which, Cash, I just watched DIY Semi. He put a video out today about the new Mac. Not a big fan of the Mac. Hey, also, Cash and Jonah, Swift isn't buying any more Volvos for a while. Did you hear that one yet? They are having too many problems with the electrical system and shit, from what I've been told. I haven't confirmed that, but that was through another driver that was coming aboard that Michelle told him that. I meant to ask Michelle that earlier, and I forgot all about it, but they ceased, and that's going with all the companies, honestly, the Swift and Knight and all of them. No more Volvos until they get their crap fixed. I just shut down at Sam's parking lot. What's the chance I'm going to make it through the night without getting kicked out of time and nothing close? So it really depends on where you're at. What's Sam's parking lot? What state? What city? Got to be careful. Some of those Walmarts, man, they're booting places, booting trucks. So wife says, hey, Cash. And Trey says, Cash is here. Damn it, boy. And Cash says, I heard that Volvo switched to 24-volt system and has a lot of bugs. That's exactly right. I know that's one of the things DIY was talking about. You can still order the 12-volt system, but even the Swift trucks all have the 24-volt system, and that's exactly what they're having problems with. Absolutely. So Annapolis, Maryland. Now that could be a toss-up if that's what you're talking about. Annapolis, Maryland. That could be a toss-up. I mean, try it and see what happens. It's all you can really do if you're out of hours, unless you want to PC to another place or something. Yeah, those Volvos are having all kinds of issues. And matter of fact, my boy Tommy K on here has got one of those Volvos, and he had an issue with his 25. Trucker Q says they told him to go home at 3 o'clock in the morning during a game in Atlanta. What are we talking about here? Did you hear Chris Paul and Clipper? Okay. At 3 o'clock in the morning during a game in Atlanta. That's interesting. I wonder what that's all about. That's weird. Huh. No, I hadn't heard that, Trucker Q. Like I said earlier, at the very beginning of the videos, guys, I haven't had time to really concentrate on anything. I'm trying to get this truck show stuff all switched out and ready to go. Speaking of which, Cash, you need tickets to the truck show. Text me, let me know, and I'll send you a link so you can register to get some free tickets for the show if you're interested. Alan says, I have the 24 Volvo as a lease. No problem so far. Yours is a 25, isn't it, Alan? The new body style? I'm almost positive yours is a 25. Do you use your bunk heater a lot, Jonah?
Yeah.
Does it dry you out like it does me? I mean, it literally just dries me completely out. My mouth, my lips, my eyes. Does it do that to you too?
No? I turn mine down, though. I turn mine about 75. Like 70,
Man,
75.
it just dries me out. Okay, so that's what I thought. You have a 26. Oh, you're saying you have the 24-volt Volvo. Yeah, you've had no problems with it yet. Okay. Well, just hope that you don't, man. Hope that you don't. So Cash says Walmart sells a canister humidifier for $14.99. It charges with the USB and has a battery backup. Perfect if you run a bunk. Okay, I'll look into that. So I remember you said the same thing too one time on one of your videos, but this damn thing just drives the shit out of me. Tommy K 2513 said 9 have multiple issues, including horn going off with fuel aisle while I was outside, entering digits at the pump, jumped 4 feet in the air, embarrassed to the bone. Yeah, you had all kinds of issues with that. And unfortunately, and this is what I hate about trucks. The 25 model year, you had some of the older body styles and you had the new body style that came in as a halfway model year. So some of the 25s are the old and some of the 25s are new. You had one of those very first 25s off the assembly line, and that's why you had all these damn problems. I have to look at that for James Cash. That's what he needs is a humidifier. Yeah, I definitely need something like that. Definitely need something like that. Whoops. Trucker Q. I've never been into Volvos. My trainer at Swift and at Butler Transport have Volvos, and I hate. You hate him. I hope you said you hate them. I'm a Kenworth guy. Yeah. I actually like the Kenworths too. You know, I went back and forth with the new Volvo and the Kenworth that I'm in. And this truck I've been watching for like over 3 months actually. And it became available and it was just a no-brainer for me to take the truck that I'm in. I got a great deal on it. The lease on it's really good. I don't think Swift overpriced it by any means at all. Had low miles on it. It is used when it's a 24. It's got low hours on it. It's got less than 10,000 hours on it. I think it's going to be a good truck. And so far, knock on, this fake wood or whatever, Kenworth has always been the most comfortable riding truck to me. Peterbilts, in my opinion, are a nice truck too, but I like the way the Kenworths are laid out on the inside a little bit better than the Peterbilt. I don't like that half bunk at the top, honestly. I mean, I get it. I know why they did it, but I don't know, man. I like the layout of the Kenworth better, in my opinion. And the Volvo, I was talking about that. I knew they were having issues and problems with the Volvo, so this just kind of made my decision even more so. 260-300 had battery sensor issue preventing from running, AC from running, while truck only dialed for 3 minutes. That got fixed, and so far so good. Both trucks are leaning lower on the driver's side because of shims. Yeah, there was another issue with and I haven't really looked at any of the other Volvos, but the two trucks that Tommy had, he had a 25 and a 26, the new body style, and they didn't put enough shims in the front suspension for whatever reason, and it had that funny weird lean to it. Dog water dish on the floor evaporates a good amount of water overnight. That's actually funny that you say that, because I think I'm having the same issue with my dog's water too. It's evaporating a little bit at a time. I'm looking at it now, and I literally just filled it up, and he hasn't been off the bed since we stopped earlier. That's interesting. I'll have to keep an eye on that. By the way, for you latecomers, he's sound asleep. I'm not going to wake him up, but I got me a dog on the truck now. I got Mr. Freddie with me. We named him Fred. I kind of named him Fred from, I think, Nicole, did I name him, or did you and Haley came up with his name? But I think I did. And I wanted Fred because of Smoking a Bandit. Remember the dog in Smoking a Bandit? Jonah?
Yeah.
Give me a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper, and I'm a goddamn hurry. Remember that?
Yeah.
Daddy, that ugly alligator. That reminds me, I got to call your mama tonight. You know that sheriff's character was actually modeled after Burt Reynolds' real life dad, because his real life dad was a sheriff in Miami-Dade County or Broward County, one of the two. Did you know that?
No, I ain't know that.
And all those almost like 70% of the lines in Smoking the Bandit, especially from Jackie Gleason, which is the sheriff, they were all ad-lib. They changed the lines in the whole movie. And the sheriff ad-libbed a lot of that stuff, just to kind of model after, because, what people don't know, Jackie Gleason was the serious actor. He never, other than the Honeymooners. Remember, he was in the Honeymooners, but he wanted to do serious acting, and then they came to him to do the sheriff role, and he said he would love to do it because he's never really done a comedy since the Honeymooners. So he took the role, and he went to Burt Reynolds and asked him, said, you got to help me out here. You got to tell me, and he told him about his dad, and that just kind of what started the whole thing. Isn't that interesting? I watched the behind the scenes on that and found that out. So it was modeled after Burt Reynolds' real life dad. Joe Herzog, New Boston shop, told me today that Swift has Peterbilt issues with the units coming out of Phoenix, and the 25 kW have side panels falling off. Actually, he's somewhat right. The Kenworth, the 22s and 23s had side panels falling off. 24s, 25, and 26s, those issues were taken care of, along with the digital dash. They had issues with the digital dashes too. But that was one of the reasons why I wanted at least a 24 model Kenworth, because I knew those issues were corrected. And Cash, I don't know what your Peterbilt is. Does yours have the digital dash? And to be honest with you, it's kind of a toy. Do I like it? Yeah, it's okay, but I think I would rather have the analog gauges than that. I just, it doesn't. It's just another thing to go wrong, in my opinion. Regular gauges seem to work a little bit better. Yes, you did. He looks like Fred. Yep. Okay, I thought that I came up with that name, and Fred was a bloodhound. in Smoking. Another side story about Fred in that movie. They needed a dog for the row, and they went to the pound and picked him up at the pound there in Atlanta. That's how they got Fred, and he just worked out. They found a bloodhound that had that deep bark that they were looking for, and that's why they went with him. I don't think I've seen this last Mission Impossible. I'm looking at previews on it right now. I gotta watch that. I don't think I've seen it. Have you seen the latest Mission Impossible?
No.
I don't think I've seen
I
it.
ain't seen it.
I'll have to watch it. So Cash says his is a 2000 analog. Yeah, man, I would much rather have the analog dash, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of a novel thing. It's okay. But one thing about it that I don't like is and you can turn the settings down, even at the lowest settings, the brightness, it reflects on the window, the driver's window, as you're driving down the road. Now, I just had the windows tinted in this truck, and it multiplied that by like 15 times now. So it reflects off of the window like a mirror almost. I would much rather have the analog gauges. Speaking of which, I've always been a Ferrari and Lamborghini fan. Just as a kid, I always thought they were cool cars. Probably more so Ferrari, but the Ferraris. Remember the Magnum PI Ferrari?
Yeah.
That earlier years Ferraris, they made that same color yellow like that's on my truck, and they called it. And what the weird thing is, you know what that color was called? Fly yellow, just like Fly Rabbit. Fly yellow. So that's what color my truck is. Fly yellow, just like the Ferraris from the 80s and 90s. Fly yellow. Did I ever tell you where the Fly Rabbit came from and what I was what the original plan was?
No.
My original plan with the Fly Rabbit was going to be a pimp in a fly suit with a cane and a big hat and a feather and stuff. Fly Rabbit. But it was going to be a rabbit in a pimp suit is what it was going to be. And the wife and the daughter's like, yeah, that's not a good idea to have on the side of your truck. So we kind of adjusted it. And because we live on the Space Coast, that's why the Rabbit has a carrot jetpack. I've told that story before, but it's nice to bring it up. And in a roundabout way, the daughter kind of started that. She was 3 years old. Her brother worked on the F-18 fighter jets in the Marines, and every time we would see him, she would always say, Fly Rabbit, because his nickname was Rabbit. And she would always say, Fly Rabbit. That's where Fly Rabbit came from the daughter. Anyway, oh, man. So white KW in front of me. I think white looks really good on these KWs, man. Not as good as my Fly Yellow though. So he was up here earlier. The Chaos guy. His name is actually Steve. I think he started today, or he's getting started tomorrow. He signed his lease. He got a medium green 2025 Kenworth. Almost the exact same truck I have, except a year newer.
Yeah.
So Rig Pig says, laughing his ass off, can't believe your family turned that idea down. Yeah. Buddy, I've had several iterations of what I wanted to do. The last time I came to Swift and when I was doing some decals, I really wanted a white KW. And what I wanted to do was change the Rabbit into like a Miami Vice white suit with like a pink shirt and shit. And I was going to do that. And Kenworth was going to be the Testarossa, because that's the white Ferrari they had in Miami Vice. I was going to name the Kenworth the Testarossa, and have the hot pink and the turquoise colors, and it was going to be Fly Rabbit, South Florida instead of Space Coast. Trucker Q says my favorite Ferrari is the F40. What a great looking car, man! The F40 was probably one of the prettiest cars. Mine, I got 3 Ferraris that I like. I like the original Ferrari Daytona, the black one, like in Miami Vice. I love that car. Love the white Testarossa. A lot of people say the red looks the best. I think the white that they used in the show was probably the better looking, and I'll tell you something about that in a minute. And the newest Ferrari that I like is the Ferrari California. And if you want to know what a Ferrari California looks like, go to the Florida Georgia Line, the music group, and they did a video with that video with Nelly. You remember that? Then they did that. Yeah. Well, Nelly's driving a Ferrari California in that video. That's a Ferrari California. So I don't know if you know this or not, but when they made Miami Vice, Ferrari is really big about suing people. Well, they used that black Ferrari. It was actually a Corvette with a Ferrari kit car on it. And Ferrari in Italy threatened to sue the production company of Miami Vice because they were using that car. And they said, and to work things out, why don't we just give you 3 Testarossas for the series? And that's kind of how they came up with the Testarossas. Ferrari gave 3 Testarossas for the shooting of the TV series. And the cars were originally black, but they did all kinds of scenes and stuff, and the cars were really hard to see at nighttime. So they had all 3 cars painted white. So that's a little behind the scenes on the Miami Vice stuff. Gary Mundy. I always thought old Fred was a basset hound. You know what? You are right, Gary. He was a basset hound. He wasn't a bloodhound. He was a basset hound. Great movie, even by today's standards. I was a small kid, but Buford T. Justice came out of the toilet paper. Me, myself, and see it doing those scenes. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, nice lady. She's pulling the toilet paper off of his ass. Thank you, nice lady. That's so funny. I love that movie, man. Chris, hey, buddy. How's it going tonight, bud? Glad you could make it in. Once again, guys, housekeeping. Like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please get my subscriptions up. Like these videos. Share them out. Do what you can for me. Channel's really getting a lot of traction. It's kind of slacked off a little bit. I don't grow traction quite like Cash is King does, but I do get people that come in here. You know, my stuff's not for everybody, so I'm okay with the speed that it's growing. All good here in Land O'Lakes. Love Land O'Lakes. What a great area. I love the Tampa Bay area, period. Man, me and the wife has talked about that many a times. We almost wish we would have moved back to the Tampa Bay area. So expensive to live in that area anymore, though. Shit, even where we live at, prices are going up. We live in the poor part of Florida too, and they're still going up. There's no such thing as poor Florida anymore. So the wife says, big OSU game this Saturday. Yes, there is. Indiana Hoosiers, Ohio State. I'm telling you guys, Indiana's going to give them a run for their fucking money. They ain't playing. They are not playing. By the way, Nicole, I don't know if you saw that or not, but USF hired Ohio State's offensive coordinator this past week. I forget the guy's name, but they hired him. Getting so busy and so expensive. Yep, that's Florida now. Everywhere in Florida is getting expensive. You got to have money to live in Florida. So I'd say in the next 4 to 6 weeks, when you all see the fly yellow Kenworth running down the road with the decals on it, you'll know my truck because you'll see it, and I'll do a walk around. You see it? wave and stop and say hi, whatever. Brian Hartland. That's the new USF coach. Okay, yeah, that's him. And said she saw that. Yeah, he obviously I kind of follow Ohio State with the wife and the father-in-law. They're from the Toledo area, and we follow them. And I follow them because of them. But man, what a season they've had. And speaking of which, being from Indiana, I'm not a Hoosier fan by any means, but you got to give the Hoosiers due credit where credit's due, man. They're playing pretty good. Rig pig. Did somebody say Broncos? Cheapest ticket in the nosebleed section for the Packers game, $708. That's freaking crazy. We were talking about Buccaneers tickets this weekend. The ticket prices have gone freaking nuts, guys. Oh, another thing too that me and the wife, we wanted to go see Jim Brewer. Do you know who Jim Brewer is, Jonah? The comedian? That guy, if you don't know who he is, look him up on YouTube, man. He is so freaking funny. I was going to buy her tickets, and we were going to go see him because he comes in like March or something. But the cheapest ticket like over $600. $600. That's crazy. And it's just a small place. It's not a big place at all. I have never seen a Swift. It's a 24 Freightliner. It's the weirdest Freightliner I've ever seen. And it's a day. I say it's a day cab Freightliner, but it's got the little bitty half window in the back, so it's not a day cab by any means. And he just left out of here. He must be a local guy doing something. Trey says, LOL, WWE ringside tickets are now over $7. That is crazy. Kid Rock did something a few years back to where he was doing like $25 tickets, and Ticketmaster and all these places. We can't sell these tickets for $25. He's like, well, tell me what the bill is, and I'll pay the difference. My customers and my fans are going to see the concert for $25, and he paid the difference. Not a real big Kid Rock fan, but I think that was kind of stand up of him to, because if it wasn't for his fans, he wouldn't be who he is, and he knows that. Chris says, I took my wife to the comedy club in Tampa on dates 19 years ago. It was a cheap, entertaining evening. Not now, $600. I'd stay single. That is absolutely true. Me and the wife, when we lived in Naples, and I don't even know what their tickets are now. I can only imagine. But when we lived in Naples, we had Captain Brian's seafood, and they had a comedy place there. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, they would get big people in. I mean, we've seen Tom Green. We saw John Witherspoon from the dad from the Friday movies. By the way, he is the funniest individual that I've ever seen is John Witherspoon. Seen him, Lavelle Crawford. We saw him like 3 or 4 different times. We saw Ralphie May like 3 or 4 times. I got pictures with all these guys too somewhere. Back then, I mean, it was $25. We'd spend $50, and then we'd spend another $50, $100 eating. But back then, it was that wasn't bad. I can only imagine what that cost is now. And even the wife is saying, that's nuts, Trey. Can't afford to see entertainment right now. Yeah, everybody's going crazy. Yeah, that's right. It was in Marco Island, not Naples, but right next to it. Are you watching the Dallas and Detroit game right now? I got it on in the background. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm watching it. I'm actually in Detroit right now, too. That's a funny thing. And I don't remember seeing any traffic when I went through town. That's funny. Hell, at that price, it's cheaper to go to the exotic dancers for entertainment. That's true, man. That's true. I mean, you can do $1 at a time with the exotic entertainment girls. I don't know, man. They might only take $20 or even $100 tips now. I don't know. I haven't been in shit. Let me see. When was the last time? God, it's been close to 30 years since I've been to one of them freaking places. 25 anyways. Mom and Dad were still alive. Man, that's been years and years ago. I used to when I worked the sheriff's office in Louisville. I told this story many times. My dad owned the strip club there, and I had a buddy that I worked with at the sheriff's office. He was a deputy, and he would go to our establishment, spend his whole freaking paycheck on strippers. Every single time he would get paid, almost, because we get paid every 2 weeks, and he would go every 2 weeks, spend his whole paycheck there. Whole paycheck there. I used to laugh my ass off at him. He thought for sure he would get laid off them girls. I said, buddy, you ain't getting laid off them girls. Not only that, you don't want to get laid by them girls. They're all filthy. Chris, long time here also. The old days when I was young and dumb. Yep. We've all been young and dumb at one time. Bloom.
Yeah, my phone's going out.
Now I'm old and smart and cheap. Well, I'm old, but I'm smart, but I'm not cheap. We pay for some good stuff sometimes. You have to. But I refuse to pay for these tickets. I'll tell you that. I'd rather watch a football game on the television than go to one of these games anymore. Ever since COVID and all this bullshit, I don't like being around people, not groups of people. You know what I mean? The truck shows is probably the only exception. Young and dumb is what James would be if he stepped foot in one of those clubs now. I don't know about all that. I don't have any desire to go to one of them. I don't know why you would even say that. I have no desire to even go to. I've had so many opportunities to go to one of those places, and I don't even want to go into them. Chris, he's laughing. No desire to go to a strip club. None. They call us grandpa now. My soul couldn't take it. Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of sad that John Witherspoon passed while they're making a new Friday movie too. He would have been good in it. I didn't know they were making another Friday movie. That's awesome. But guys, I got to tell you, out of every, and my wife will agree with you, every single comedian that we've seen, John Witherspoon had every single one of them combined. He was that funny. And I got a picture with me and the wife with him, and I also bought one of his T-shirts. You know what it said on his T-shirt, Jonah?
Well, bang, bang, bang.
No, yeah, he did have that T-shirt too, but on the front of the T-shirt says, "Don't go into the bathroom," and then on the back it says, "For at least 35 or 45 minutes." 45 minutes. I got that T-shirt too. So wife says she's just joking with me. I got you, baby. You can never tell if you're serious, though. Bang, bang, bang. That's funny, man. That's true. Yeah. He did have that T-shirt too. But I wanted to want. They just took Dak Prescott down in the end zone, dude. Got a safety. Shit. John Witherspoon was a trip. He was actually funny to talk to. Ralphie May, my wife can attest to this, but I think Ralphie May liked my wife. I think he was kind of flirting with her because his wife would always open up for him. She was all right. She wasn't as funny as he was, but I think old Ralphie May had the hots for my wife at the time. And she'll probably giggle and laugh about that too. He's like, "Come on over here, baby." You know who Ralphie May is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That son bitch is funny, man. Hey, I remember when he walked in. So this place, man, on Marco Island, Captain's Brian's Fish House or something like that. They had a big old tarpon fish that actually it was a stand-up tarpon fish. Actually, it was a shark. I apologize. It was a shark. And first thing he would always say, "God damn, I've never been to a fucking comedy place that's a fucking seafood house. I feel like I'm at a Captain D's or something here, or a Long John Silver's." That something was funny too, man. Nicole, I got to tell you, I know you're still on here. We had some good times going to that comedy club. Some really, really good memories. Man, only if we had one of those places near us now, and if I was home a little bit more often. Man, but places that, you know, unless it was Captain Brian's, they don't get those really good acts anymore. They get the small people. They're just starting out. Ralphie liked the short, freckled girls with the booty. Yeah, absolutely. That's why he liked you. Yep. Detroit just got a safety. JD Sean, what's going on, buddy? Michelle's been trying to get a hold of you. Might want to call me, man. She's been trying to reach you, brother. Rest in peace, Ralphie. He was so funny. Absolutely, he was funny. You know, I guess the only comedian that me and the wife really hasn't seen that we would really like to see is probably Jim Brewer. Free to watch YouTube. Hey, y'all, that's got to be Pop Tart. What's going on, Pop Tart? It's got to be you. You're the only one that says, hey, y'all. I thought so. She says it's Pop Tart.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, we went a lot longer tonight than I thought we would. We're at an hour and 41 minutes. We're gonna call it tonight here in just a little bit. I got to get up early in the morning.
Yeah, I gotta make a couple phone calls before I go to bed.
I'm doing great, Pop Tart. How are you? By the way, when you put up your religious, I don't want to call them sermons, but your posts that you put up, I read every single one of them. I get a lot of happiness reading those. Keep doing what you're doing, Pop Tart. Yeah, you know what, Trucker Q? I agree with you. Bernie Mac was probably the funniest when he was messing around with the woman across the street in the Friday, and he was a preacher. That was God bless the Lord for you, baby, or however he said that, man. That is so funny. JD Sean says, what's the phone number so I can keep an eye out? I've been having a lot of spam numbers call me. G80, I'll text you here in a little while. Give me a few minutes after the show. Absolutely, Pop Tart. I read every single one of them when you put them up. Who you with? Who you talking about, Trey? Okay, no problem. Yeah, I'll get with you after the show. I got a couple phone calls to make, but I'll text you her number. Jonah, you have such a calming energy with James. I appreciate you. Yeah, I agree. Me and Jonah are in talks right now, getting some stuff together here for the near future. I got a plan. You better make the truck show with me. That's all I have to say.
Oh yeah, I'll make that. Well, yeah, when I switch back over, yeah, we can make that. We can plan that, be there at the same time or whatever.
So Pop Tart says that's cool. It's all I know to share with people. They need it, you know. Absolutely, I agree. She puts some of the most uplifting comments on her page. I read them all the time. Well, happy birthday, Pop Tart. Happy 21st birthday.
Yeah,
I'm glad you made it in. It's always nice to have you in. By the way, Pop Tart, you still check out on Country's lives and stuff? Well, you know what? Country doesn't do any lives anymore now that I think about it. But do you go check the other guys out at all? You know, D still does a live. Yeah, that was definitely a safety. D still does a live with all his boys. Do you go check those guys out too? Or did I just inherit it from Country? I'm glad I did. So who's the other trucker? This is Jonah. Jonah is with Dart Transit, but he's in the middle of the month. He's coming back to Swift. That's how me and him know each other, through Swift. But he is coming back. Stewart says, "Are you bring the wife with you to the truck show?" No, she's we have our own little zoo at the house. We have 10 pets, a father-in-law, and a daughter. So she'll be staying home with them while I'm at the truck show. Smart man, James. Okay. What am I smart about? 21st birthday? I'm not dumb. I know how to treat women. You should know that. I know how to treat women. How did I get you? I treated you right. Happy birthday, ma'am, Rig Pig says. Sometimes I do. Thank you, Rig Pig. Yeah, me and Joan have been friends for a couple years. You've been doing these lives with me off and on for, what, 6-8 months or so now?
Yeah, every few months.
So, Stuart Brown, I'm a stay-at-home, homeschool our daughter, and take care of my elderly dad and all of our pets. Yes, ma'am. We got 10 pets. We got 4 dogs and 6 cats, and one of the dogs is with me. Miss Parker, that's it. Come here, Miss Parker. I need to talk to you. We need to have a sermon. Miss Parker. And I remember what was Ice Cube's name in the video or in the show?
Craig. Yeah, Craig.
Craig's mom. She says, I don't like that bitch. You gonna call me later? Yeah. That's so funny, man. I have to watch that movie again, man. Yeah. You know, there's movies out there that will never be able to be recreated, and that's one of them. You know, and there's lots of movies like that really aren't about anything. Because you got that, you got all the Cheech and Chong movies that were very popular. You ever watch the Cheech and Chong movies?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them.
Buddy, they still make me laugh to this day, and they're really absolutely about nothing, but they're fucking funny. Blues Brothers, another one that I love. Did you get my cheese whiz, boy? I'm going on a cruise to the Bahamas. Now, that sounds like fun. I'd love to go on a cruise. You and the hubby going? That sounds like fun. You're going to run a trucking company, okay? And there's my boy, Swami. What's up, everyone? God, man, Mark Ely. I had to think about it for a second. That's old Mark Ely. Tell by the picture. Glad to have you in, Mark. I never been on a cruise. It's going to be my first time. I've never been on a cruise either. I'd love to go. But after watching all these Netflix, the poop cruise and all that crap, I'm not so sure I want to do it. And not only that, I don't think I could ever get the wife on a boat to do that anymore. She did them years ago. But so the wife says, "Hate freight, Swami." Good old Mark. Mark's a regular. He's been on the show quite a few. I say not on the show, but he comes on here quite a bit too to make comments. Him and Cash, regulars, OG YouTubers. By the way, guys, once again, go. Cash is King. Go check his channel out. He's got his channel, and he also has. What's the hell's his name of his other? I'm sorry, Cash. I can't remember the name of your other channel. Please tell me what it is. I can't remember. But go like his channel. And Mark, do you still do YouTube? I haven't checked lately, or I haven't got notification. God, what is Epic Trucking Fails is Cash's other channel. Epic Trucking Fails. If you guys haven't seen that one, you go check that out. I don't want to comment and say what channel it's like because I don't like the other guy. But it's another popular YouTuber. I don't want to put his name out there. And I know Cash wouldn't want me to do it that way either, but go check his Epic Trucking Fails out. Yes, sir. Me and my husband, I'm leaving out of Florida, flying to Florida. Awesome. Where you leaving out of Florida at? Are you leaving out of Cape Canaveral or Miami or Jacksonville or Tampa? Curious. Because if you're leaving out of Cape Canaveral, you're literally about 40 minutes from our house. Not really. No more, huh? So the wife is giving you some suggestions. Take some motion sickness meds and lots of hand sanitizer, Pop-Tart. Absolutely. Keep your hands clean. Woo! You know, another funny movie that I love is Steve Carell and God, I can't think of the liberal ass's name right now, but Dinner with Schmucks. Have you ever seen that movie?
Nuh-uh, I ain't seen that one.
Oh my God, watch Dinner with Schmucks, dude. It is so freaking funny. Nicole, what is that guy's name? He was in the new Ghostbusters, too. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Dinner with Schmucks. I'm going to tell you because I'm looking it up now.
New message.
Wow, it didn't pop up. That's weird. It's so weird that that movie didn't pop up. Well, where the hell is that movie at? Dinner for Schmucks. I'm sorry. Dinner for Schmucks. And the guy's name is Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd. That's what I was trying to think of. Pop Tart says, sorry. Okay, I'm back. I have to go. You be careful out there. Bye-bye. Good to have you, Pop Tart. There's the white. Paul Rudd. Yep. JD Sean. I seen that 2026 green Freightliner on the website. It's tough. Well, you got to give Michelle a call. Tell her you want that Freightliner. All right, guys, let's go ahead. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. I'm sure Jonah's tired. I'm getting tired. You guys got any comments? Let's put our last comments up. We've got about 5 minutes. We're going to pop off here. Believe it or not, we still got 31 people in here, man. That's one of the biggest lives I've had in a while. And we ain't talking about shit. That's the funny thing. Rig Pig says, thanks, Nicole, Jonah, James, and chat. Hey, no problem, Rig Pig. You know, like I said, Rig Pig, give me a text, man, and we'll get you a hat. About to go check in at Tyson. I'll give you a call tomorrow, James, around noon. Yeah, give me a call around noon. That'll be great, Trucker Q. Be more than happy to go over whatever with you. Glad to have you. Glad to talk to you, excuse me. I'll be driving all day till probably around 3, 4 o'clock. You getting tired, Jonah?
A little bit. I gotta make a couple phone calls in a minute when I get off.
So anybody that's supposed to call me tonight, feel free to give me a call. Just give me about 10 minutes. Later, Rig Pig and all the fellow rabbit followers, stay safe out there on the roads. Absolutely. Go ahead with your little comment, Nicole. I forget what you say. Don't fly as fast as your angel. You got to put that out there. Skip the call. I'll check with you tomorrow. Okay, Gary. Not a problem, dude. I'll just go ahead and call me tomorrow, man, and we'll do a video chat, and I'll show you how it works. We'll see what's going on with it. Well, you'll probably be at the shop and get it taken care of before I call you, but still give me a ring. All right, guys, this is it. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. Oh, let me wait for the wife comment. She's putting it up. You gonna put your comment up there, baby? Guys, any of you guys have any questions about Swift? Once again, I am recruiting. I'm not an official recruiter with Swift. I don't, that's not my job title. I am a driver at Swift, but I do have the lowdown, the skinny on it. I'd be more than happy to answer anybody's questions. Anybody has anything that they want to answer, I'll be more than happy. Just give me a ring, and we'll go from there, guys. Good night, everyone. Be safe. Merry Christmas to you too, Mark. Have a great night. Shout out to Holly. First poo in 26 degrees. Yeah, Freddie had his first poo in the cold weather too, because he's a Florida dog. I don't think he's ever been out of the state. So yeah, Gary, let me know. Yeah, that's funny, Tommy. Yeah, Freddie got his first poo the other day. Actually, it was Sunday night when he got his first poo when I first went out. No, you know what? It was Monday night because I was still in the warmer weather. All right, guys. Well, we'll cut it off here. Jonah, have a great night, buddy. Keep in touch with me. And if you need any help with anything with taking care of that South Carolina Gamecock woman, I'll help you out, buddy. Okay.
No, I got her.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. Glad to have everybody in. Again, comment, like, subscribe, all the above. Any help, give me a call. Talk to you guys later. Good night, Jonah.
Good night.
Bye.